Hello everyone. Today we will go over how to explain the current housing market. We'll talk about the pricing, we'll talk about the supply and demand, we'll talk about buyers and sellers, of course, and we'll talk about the stage, what kind of stage the housing market is on. Please hit that subscription button so you can get notified when more videos will be published. Okay, let's get started. Where we at right now in terms of housing market? The housing market, it's in stall stage. There is no movement, and really to my surprise, I don't see a lot of analysts in the big banks or the Wall Street that talks about the housing market, what the expectation, despite the fact the housing market is one of the main pillar in US economy. Because when you buy a house, it's not only buying a house, but it comes with it the furniture, it comes with it the appliance and the moving and the titles and the insurance and a lot of things happening. So and that's been as I said, a very fundamental pillar in the US economy. And to my surprise, sometimes when we have that economic indicator about the housing price didn't really change much. Yes, some area went down 2, 3, 4%. Other area, some area still until now is keep rising. So, but what caused that indicator, the economic indicator for the housing price is still intact, if I would say, or maybe went a little bit over that 2 years period? It's because there is no movement. There is no activity between the buyer and seller and supply and demand. From one side, you have the mortgage rate almost hitting the 8%. Last week was 8.1%. The buyer found it very, very difficult now to get even a loan. Sometimes the banks turn down the buyers for insufficient income. And if you look at their income, the spouse and the husband and all of that, the family in that household, probably they're making a very decent income. And despite all that, still the banks come back and turn them down. Why? Insufficient income. Because the high interest rate. You find yourself now as if with that interest rate, as if you're buying a second house or something. So that's one side. That's from the buyer side. Okay, from the seller side found it very difficult. If somebody bought his house today, their house or their house today for in the market, what they gonna happen? How they gonna move? Where are they gonna move? In order for them to acquire another house, they have to pay that difference between the interest rate. If they bought that house 2-3 years ago with the interest rate was 2% or 3%, now they have to pay like 8%, 7.9%. It's crazy. It's madness. Nobody will do it. Okay, somebody will say, okay, they can go for rent. Who said they wanna leave that and go for rent? So another aspect you're gonna see is the mobility of US. It's right now, what we're seeing right now, it's a very low mobility, despite the fact US well known to be high mobility society. Now we can see that it starts shifting, it starts changing. Somebody can argue part of that maybe we had that work from home a couple of years ago, but the main thing here is the housing market is really right now, it's in intensive care. That's how I like to put it. It's in intensive care. It's in a life support, and we have to really pay attention to that because it's a very big and main pillar in US economy. That's what I have for now. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you next video. Thank you for watching.